Toughen.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The answer to this issue on capacity should never be to soften sentences for people who are not safe within our community. However, I remember when I was in the Education Committee, I was very concerned to hear that about 30% of those in prison have got learning disabilities. The prison education report that we published suggested that every prison should have a SEND specialist. It also suggested that everyone coming into a prison estate should see an education psychologist. Would my right honourable friend find time to meet with me to discuss this report and how we can work together to try and ensure that more people with learning disabilities may not have to end up in the criminal justice system because they get the support they need and the diagnoses that they need?
Well, it's always a pleasure to meet my honourable friend, and this seems an admirable reason to do so, to discuss that report. There is much more awareness of this now than perhaps in times past, and actually pretty much on every characteristic in the prison population, it's more so than in the general population. So whether one talks about special educational needs or low prior attainment in English and maths and so on. We do have neurodiversity specialists now in prisons, and much more. There's much more I think we can do on education materials to recognise special educational needs, the different ways that people learn. But of course, as he alludes to, ideally, you want to be doing all of this much earlier in the journey, so these do not become incarceration cases at all. And that's a harder nut to crack, but I'm delighted to talk to him about that.